This tutorial will walk you through the steps of setting up your Google Calendar associated with your Bishi email address, as well as adding your hours to your Google Calendar. First suggestion is to use Google Chrome as your internet browser. If you do not have Google Chrome downloaded onto your computer, you can go to Google and go ahead and Google Chrome. It'll be the first one that pops up, and you can go here and download the free download. It only takes a few minutes and it doesn't take a whole lot of space on your computer. Once you have done that, I want you to go to calendar.google.com. This will open up a page for you. If you already have a personal Gmail account or Google email account, you'll see options for those different accounts that you may already have set up. What I want you to do is to create a new account associated with your Bishi student email. To do that, click Add Account at the bottom, and this will open up this screen, and I want you to click Create Account at the bottom. This will open up a new screen where you can create your Google account. I want you to fill in your first name and your last name, and instead of having a Gmail address, you're going to click I prefer to use my current email address. When you click on that, again, first name, last name, this is where you're going to put in your student Bishi email. Now this will change nothing about your Bishi email and how you will receive it. This is just a way to connect a Google Calendar to your professional student email. So once you have typed in your Bishi student email, create a password that you will remember and also confirm it. Make sure you give your birthday, gender, and your mobile telephone number, and then click Next Step. It may ask you to confirm your email account, which means it will send you an email to your student email. Make sure you open that up and click the confirmation link, and then you will be able to access your Google Calendar. Once you have confirmed your new Google Calendar that is associated with your Bishi address, go back to calendar.google.com and select, it should be in the list of your accounts now. I'm going to go to my Bishi, and I'm going to go ahead and sign in with the password that I set up, and it's going to open up a calendar for you. There are a number of ways to view your calendar, which you can see at the top. You can view by day, week, month, 4 days at a time, or an agenda. And the agenda is based on the details that you add into your calendar. And then your settings, you can change your display. I prefer the month display so that I can see everything that's coming up in the next few weeks. But it is completely up to you how you view your events. On the left-hand side, under My Calendars, is where you will see your first and your last name with what you signed up for this Google account. Under here, maybe other calendars, if you have personal calendars associated with other Google accounts. You can hide those if you want. If you click on the chevron on the right-hand side, you can hide this calendar from the list. You can change different settings. It's completely up to you. But for the purposes of this course, we are going to make sure that we have our clinical immersion associated here. So I'm going to go here to where it says my first and last name, and I'm going to click the chevron, and I'm going to go down to calendar settings. And here I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I know what calendar this is. Clinical immersion schedule. And then you would click save. Make sure you click save, and then go back and make sure when you hover over the name that it says the full name. Now that you have your clinical immersion schedule here, you're going to click the chevron again, and this is where you can share your calendar. Click Share this calendar, and it will open a new screen. From here, you want to make sure that you share your calendar with Miss Massengill, who is overseeing clinical immersion, as well as your course instructor. So you would type in their Bishi email, And then you want to come over here and change the permission settings. Click the drop down and select Make Changes and Manage Sharing to give them the full permissions. Once this has happened, you're going to click Add Person, and you will see that they are added to the list down here. You can add both people, and then once you have the people in here that you want to share it with, you're going to click Save. You'll see at the top that it says Changes Saved. Back on the left-hand side, you're going to also see other calendars, and this is where you may see holidays in the United States. You may have, as I said before, your own personal calendars associated with other Google accounts. To turn those on or off, you can change the color. So I'm going to make sure that my clinical immersion schedule is turned on, and it is a light blue. If you want to change that color, you can click the chevron and change it to any different color that you want. But make sure that when you're adding events to your calendar that this is on and that the type matches that same color. So for instance, if I want to add something to today, I would go over here and click on it, type it in, and then click Create. Now, you will notice that this color is associated with this color calendar. If you want to have multiple calendars turned on, I will show you what that looks like. So I clicked on the holidays in the United States. You'll see this calendar is green, and it is associated on the calendar in green as well. So now I know I have two different calendars showing. So I want to make this note. I want to highlight this for you, that you need to be very careful and make sure that you are typing into the correct calendar. So now for these purposes, I'm going to go ahead and turn this calendar off by clicking on the box, and you notice the color turns off, and as does the events associated with it. And the only thing that I have turned on is my clinical immersion schedule. Again, it's blue, and I can see that it is blue over here. Now you can add your clinical immersion hours to this calendar. The way you need to do this is go to the day that you want to add information for, click on it to add the event, and all you need to do is type into it, making sure that it is adding it to the correct calendar. In this case, it's my clinical immersion schedule. We want you to follow this format. Please include your first and last name, comma, the time that you plan to be at the location, whatever that looks like, comma, and then the abbreviation for the location. So for instance, St. Mary's Hospital would be SMH, Richmond Community would be RCH, MRMC for Memorial, etc. So please make sure that you follow that format. Once you have your first name and last name, the time that you will be there, as well as the abbreviation for the location, you're going to click Create. And this is going to automatically add it to your calendar. The reason why we want you to follow this format is so then your instructor can come to this shared calendar, hover over this, click on it, and see, okay, Julie is going to be at MRMC on Monday, January 16th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you ever need to edit or delete, this is the same place you would come. You can delete here and you can edit here. Also notice that this event that I have added is associated with the same blue as my clinical immersion schedule calendar. Same blue on the left-hand side, same blue here. Please be sure to follow this format for each of your work days for clinical immersion. This is a live calendar. You have shared it with Ms. Massengill and your course instructor. So any changes that you make, they will be able to see in real time. So if I were to go here and delete it, my people that I have shared this with will see that it is deleted. So make sure that you have all of your information up to date. Thanks for watching.